and welcome back. In this video, you'll learn how to spot characteristic breath patterns arising from bustline, waistline and hipline disharmonies. But first, let's review some important points. Point number 1. The inhale goes up the back. The exhale goes down the front. The whole cycle takes 20 minutes. Point number 2. The inhale is about myself and my needs. The exhale is about myself in the world. Point number 3. The bustline on the torso is around the level of the first 3 ribs. Point number 4. The waistline on the torso is around the level of the lower ribs. Point number 5. The hip line on the torso covers the region of the hips up to the hip folds. In Jyutsu, deep breathing is a product of harmony between the inhale and the exhale, as Mary Burmeister says in Book 2 of the Self-Help books. Deep breathing results in a loving personality. As a voice teacher, deep breathing is crucial to my work. I teach students to observe and harmonize their breaths all the time, even though they are not singing. Deep breathing brings oxygen to the brain, resulting in better cognitive function. Deep breathing also calms down the brainstem, moving the body away from the fight, flight or freeze response into the rest and digest response. When this happens, the brain can direct its resources away from the limbic system, which processes information or situations emotionally, to the higher parts of the brain that process information or situations rationally. As Mary Burmeister says in Self-Help Book 1, the awareness of the moment, the breath, one's present state of being will become an art of living. So I hope that by this practice, my students will be better people in all aspects of their lives, not just using their voices. The general way of understanding the breath patterns is that a blockage will cause the energy to reverse, so that movement in the entire area above the blockage will become limited. And now let us talk about hip-line disharmony. Hip-line disharmony shows itself in very little movement in the abdominals and in the torso in breathing. There may be movement in the upper chest during breathing, like so. Alternatively, the body may engage the shoulders to expand the thorax upwards, like so. So that the body gets in as much air as possible in as short a time. Breathing in this way indicates that the body is fatigued. This is what you might also see in people who are ill, elderly, or depressed. To harmonize hip-line disharmony, hold the pinky finger for the exhale and the ring finger for the inhale. Let's now move on to waistline disharmony. The waistline represents the mind. Overuse of the mind shows itself in limited movement in the ribs during breathing, like so. There is some movement in the upper chest and in some part of the abdominals. This type of breathing is commonly seen, not surprisingly, in intellectuals. To harmonize waistline disharmony, hold the ring finger for the exhale and the thumb for the inhale. Now let's talk about bustline disharmony. The breath becomes very shallow when the bustline is disharmonized. Think how a person who is frightened breathes. The chest is tight and only the topmost part of the thorax moves when breathing. This is a very shallow breath, which may indicate that there is an underlying emotional project. Harmonize bustline disharmony by holding the middle finger for the exhale and the index finger